Bankman-Friedman just started laundering money for the Democrats, and they basically killed the legislation to regulate Bitcoin.
All right, Corvo, what was the question that you asked one more time?
With all the news surrounding FTX and the drop we've seen lately, more news is even coming out that Tom Brady and a whole bunch of other celebrities are being sued for billions for promoting this Ponzi scheme. Since then, since the news, it has dropped drastically, upwards of $58 as of the 15th. Now
What's
we're down to
dropped, sorry?
46.
Okay,
What's
well,
up?
the first... Oh, go ahead, Mr. Connections.
I was just asking what dropped?
Coin.
Coinbase.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah, there. I'm wondering how much sympathy or apathy, I guess, that coin is gonna, or sympathy play coin is gonna get in comparison to all the Bitcoin scandals going right now.
Contagion is more like the word, I think. That's what you got to worry about.
Yeah. Like, how badly is Coin about to get hit just because FTX, even though Coin has issued multiple statements that they are prepared for this, they have no affiliation with FTX, and they're fully capable of outlasting this. They have told the public that many times, and it just seems like no one cares. Also, the last 2 days, we have had two financial summits to determine if Bitcoin needs to be regulated.
Well, the funny thing is, the whole regulation thing was on pace until, what's his name, Bankman-Friedman just started laundering money for the Democrats, and they basically killed the legislation to regulate Bitcoin.
It's funny
now
how that
they're
works.
having committees about it,
It's
or hearings about it.
I'm gonna be
Sorry,
I'm gonna be the first to say that I think there are no coincidences in politics, none, zero, and it's very interesting because I've spoken about this numerous times. I've had a lot of people ask me about Sam Bankman-Fried or whatever his name is. I've had a lot of people ask me. My response is that there are not a whole lot of young billionaires who come out and say they're going to donate their entire multi-billion-dollar wealth and drives around a Honda Civic or whatever he was driving. So and I've talked about this multiple times over. I said, in the public face, it's fantastic that he says he wants to do that. Do I believe a word that's coming out of his mouth? No. Did I foresee him donating to political parties, or specifically one political party and candidates, and acting members of Congress and the Senate? Did I foresee that happening? No. Did I foresee him wanting political protection, which is now probably going to... I won't say anything further. But, look, the biggest issue in the world... I'm going to say this first, and then we can go deeper into what's going on with FTX. The first thing is if you have cryptocurrency and it's on an exchange, hopefully this should show you, after the other 700 different issues that have happened with exchanges, that if your cryptocurrency is on an exchange, it's not safe. It's not safe. Unless it's in a hardware wallet, it is not safe. It's just not. So, Sam, owner of FTX, got into a little you-know-what measuring contest with the CEO of Binance. I'm just going to put this into this simple common folk understanding, like myself. And now they're going at each other, and Sam has screwed hundreds of thousands of people out of their money and their crypto, and the exchange is getting shut down. They're declaring bankruptcy, and now the other exchanges are seeing quite a bit of short interest purely because of what's going on in the crypto space. Cryptocurrency as a whole is going to get hit, probably even worse than it already has. So I try not to be the guy who, and I don't ever want to be the guy who points fingers and says you should never have been a part of this crap. But all I will say is if you are going to get into an asset class that is associated with something that is brand new and that every single... When you hear of scammer, what do you think? You think of phone calls and you think of crypto, right?
Nigeria.
Well, location-wise, yeah, sure. But when you think of scams, you think of phone calls, your car's extended warranty, and Bitcoin, and crypto. That's every single scam that I've ever been opened up to or that anybody's ever said anything to me about has been through cryptocurrency. Every single one. Every single one. It's cryptocurrency. Over and over and over again. Crypto, crypto, crypto. Scam, 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 scam. So, and it's funny because a lot of my friends that have their entire net worth in cryptocurrency. Oh, Clayton, you just don't understand the technology, man. It's about blockchain. It's about blockchain. You just don't understand, dude. You look. Do any of your ETFs give you a 20x return, bro? Oh. They may not give me a 20x return overnight, but what they do give me is safety, consistency, and
they're not going to go to zero in like a blink of an eye.
And they're not going to go to zero in the blink of an eye. That was phenomenal. So, and I know that it doesn't matter what happens in politics or the world or anything. I don't care. Stock market can go up, down, left, right, sideways. It don't matter. My cash flow is going to come in every month. Okay? I don't have to stake my cryptocurrencies. I don't have to stake anything. I don't have to loan my shares out. Nothing. So, I think the difference is safety. And it's I'm very curious to hear what the guys who have 100% of their net worth in cryptocurrency. I wonder if they're sweating yet. I'm very curious to see if they're sweating. I wonder if they're changing shirts every 2 hours. So, but, look, cryptocurrency, I'm sure there's a lot of great technology in there, and I'm sure that there's, I know there's good people that are involved in cryptocurrency that want to see cryptocurrency have a place in our world and as a true currency. But every time I hear about something getting big, it topples over. FTX, huge, starts buying stadiums, arenas, billions of dollars everywhere. Kaboof, gone. See ya. Oh, it turns out that the young billionaire that was running it was an absolute scam artist. Okay, well. So, Corgo, to answer your...
Was Bernie Madoff's illegitimate son.
No comment. So, Corgo, to answer your original question, I believe that the exchanges and the crypto-associated equities are going to take a big hit, I think this is probably just the beginning. Wouldn't surprise me to see quite a bit more down. I'm looking at Coinbase right now. Let me pull it up on the stream, and if you are looking at my stream, you'll see what I'm seeing. So, I was looking at the... Never mind. Okay, so we'll go to a new thought. So you see this support that we're hovering around?
Right.
So just keep in mind, we break a support, we're going into price discovery mode, right? But we've retested this support. We had a breakthrough here, but 1, 2, 3, and almost 4 times now. Is 4th time the charm? Especially with all the crap that's going on?
I hope so. I've got a Friday expiration.
Oh. Goodness. Okay.
Yeah.
Well.
I might just sell out when we get in because, it dropped overnight because of China. They started pumping money into their bonds or they started taking a whole bunch of money out of their bonds and pumping their stock market, and they kind of blew up their bond market.
Actually, looking at it now, Buy maybe looking to do a retest.
It's possible.
Yeah.
A retest of what though? Like,
I'm looking at the yearly low.
Oh.
Retest of zero. Retest of zero, baby.
Let's go.
gonna at
Short
least
to the
I'm looking at Spy on the 1 day right now.
we're gonna at least do 386 before we go up it again. So I'm playing puts.
Yeah,
Yeah, about 385.
let's take a look at. Okay. All right, so guys,
We still have that. We have that huge gap still to 381. Sorry.
if you guys look at my stream, we still have that big line that we have yet to break through. We started at all-time highs. We touched it once, twice, and we didn't even touch it the third time, and it looks like we might be curling down here.
Yeah, we were directed on 403.10, and that was the last. Yeah, see, we couldn't even fill that gap. We had a gap between 403 and 408.
So Clay, that drawing that you're at, where's the bottom of that drawing? Because there's a channel, right? So if you take a line on the bottom side of those dips, where does that lead us? Do you understand what I'm saying? Like you're drawing a line off the tops, draw a line off the bottoms also.
Yep, absolutely. Give me 2 seconds.
This is SPY, right? Or is this
SPY, yes sir.
QS 500?
It is SPY.
Yeah, that doesn't look pretty.
Yeah, this doesn't look pretty.
Nope. No bueno.
The 2-year 10-year inversion is the highest it's been since the 70s. 40-year high,
Oof.
right, almost 70 basis points.
Whew. Well, even if the market doesn't look good, we can talk about some things that have looked good. All right, so give me.
You look good. You look great, actually.
Oh,
Clayton looks good.
oh,
Yeah.
thank you. I
Because you
appreciate
make a
it.
deal with God.
I'm trying.
The trucker hat, man, it's the trucker hat.
We keep it authentic in here,
America.
Mr. Connections. We keep it authentic.
Overall, I like your video. It's an intro video.
Okay. Well, thank you, Rave. I appreciate that. I've got a ton more videos coming in today. A ton.
Actually, Clayton, where are your tags?
Where am I? What?
You only have 4 tags?
I guess.
Finance, stock market, education, and Discord.
Maybe we should get more tags?
You need a lot more.
We need a lot more.
You need a lot
tags.
more tags.
You need
I
a
mean,
lot
skin
more.
tags out the wazoo.
I mean, talk about friggin'. I'm pretty sure if I find tags like cover calls or stock market, or not even stock market, but option calls, or like try to get as many tags as possible that's related.
He's trying to get you trending so people see you.
Oh,
Yeah.
God. Yeah, whatever I need to do, right? If you just let me know. I'm still new to all this social media stuff, and to be honest, I can't stand it. But
Yeah, a lot of people set up tags to find associated streamers,
okay,
and the more you have, the more you'll show up in their searches.
okay, I learn something new every day from you guys.
The more you page,
I mean, it's no different than hashtags on Twitter, right? I mean, it's kind of the same idea.
basically.
Yeah.
Or like if you list something on Craigslist and you put like, you're listing like wheels for a Ford and you're like put Toyota and Honda and whatever. It's just you put iPhone and Samsung if you're selling a Google phone, or what I mean, just to get people in there because there's certain words that people might look for.
Gotcha. Okay, so we'll add more tags.
Yeah.
Popping tags, man.
I'm gonna pop some tags. Only got $20
$20 in my pocket. So you've been recording for the last.
I think you need to stream that song in the bot. Where's the music bot?
Yeah, that's
We're still recording, by the way.
yeah, I am still recording.
You can still edit it. I mean, it's
Yeah.
not a big deal.
Honestly, I don't even know what that means. Doesn't tags mean shopping?
Yeah, definitely shopping.
We'll just go with that. I don't want to know. I'm gonna remain.
No,
innocent.
video text is just like, okay. So here's an example. If I'm playing Among Us, I'm gonna put
Rave, I get that. Rave, I was talking about the song, brother. I was talking about the song. I get the YouTube tags, and I will.
Thrifty.
Yes.
It's thrifty.
Yep. Go on.
Yeah, it's thrift shop.
Okay.
I said Chipotle actually has some.
All right, so let's talk about what we've been doing so far and what trades we've got going on. So I'm just going to do a rundown of the trades that we have open since I am recording. We'll go through everything before the market opens. We'll go through the trades, and then I'm going to have quite a bit to close out this morning. It looks like since we are falling. Okay, I've got SPY up on the screen.
Are you gonna get covered put still, or you closed those out yesterday?
Oh no, I'm in. Well, let's see. Let me go to my alerts channel.
Because you had some that will be underwater here today.
Oh, I want them to be. I want shares. I have been trying, Mr. Connections, for 3 weeks, for 3 rounds of covered puts. I have been trying to get me some shares, and I want them to be underwater. I'm fine with that. That's good with me.
I'm gonna be.
Bought some $21 puts for the end of the week on TQQQ yesterday for 28 cents. They're gonna open up nicely today.
Nice. Well done. Well freaking done.
I had some 22s that I sold.
All right, so let me go over the positions real quick and everything, and then we can finish up the recording for the morning, and then we can go live and get trading and carry on the rest of the day. Okay, so we've got. All right, so most recent alert was the 26 covered calls that were closed. Those were closed for 48%. The 27 calls were closed. Those were a day trade. Those were closed for 50%. 19.5 strike covered puts were deployed. These are all for TQQs for the wheel. 19.5 strike covered puts were deployed. I'm going to get to do more legs of covered puts today since we're falling, which is great. The 21.5 strike covered puts were deployed. Those were great premium, but hopefully those get exercised. Hopefully.
So Clay, I set up a paper account just to do TQQQ covered call type stuff. The wheel, this wheel thing that you're talking about. And by no means am I expert, but I started Monday basically, and I bought in I basically have 2 different accounts, and I did shares and then poor man covered call because I want to compare the two.
Yep.
I got in basically about the same time, and so I want to compare what the margins are on leverage capital. I got to tell you though, by Tuesday, those accounts, like, because I was using I think 200,000 in each account.
Yep.
By Tuesday, those accounts were up like 20 grand on the share side, and I'm like, I don't know that if I'm running this thing, I couldn't take that 20 grand and run, because now those shares are down like 10 grand. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
I don't know how you don't. I might have made 3 grand on the calls, but I lost. But potential profit, I lost. What is that? A 20 grand swing on the shares. Or options.
Right. No, I get that. And the wheel, I mean, you can do one of 2 things, right? So you can share trade, and that's not using the wheel. You're not using any options there. You can share trade. And on top of that, you can buy shares through puts, sell them through covered calls. You can buy shares through puts and sell them in open market without any options. There's a lot of things that you can do running the wheel, but you have to make sure that you've got your trader awareness up so that you can take advantage of what moves are presenting themselves, right? So if we get a massive spike for no reason and you're holding on to shares, and you want to sell, you got to take advantage of opportunity. I mean, that's up to you. For me, it's I'm going to deploy my covered calls. I'm going to deploy my covered puts, but I always leave a certain amount of shares uncovered in case we just have a massive run up. And I always leave a certain amount of cash that's also uncovered in case I want to buy shares. I do both. So I've got capital allocated for shares to run covered calls, capital allocated for covered puts that I can lock up, and then I have cash available for both if I want to buy shares, and then shares that are uncovered if I want to sell them. So I make sure.
I guess for me, I guess the point of that is I completely understand what you're saying, but like, how do you fight the urge not to take the gains when you see like a $5 run up in the underlying? You know what I mean? Like, how do you fight? I mean, maybe because your price is actually like what your average price in is still above where we are in the market. But let's say you were average priced at 20 and we had that run up. How do you kind of resist the urge to just sell it and take the money and run? You know?
Because what I'm looking at is the majority of the shares that I hold. So for my portfolio management, I have my model, which is where I dollar cost average and do all my options and everything for the long term. And then I have all of the cash that I sit on outside of the model, which is where I run the wheel with. And I know that in the short term, I can take profit. I can sell those shares. You know, that's fantastic. But those short, choppy little movements, sometimes it's good to capture them, and sometimes it's good to take the shares that you've purchased through covered puts at an incredibly low price and just hold them to see if you can get in 3 months. In 3 months, see if you can get 40 to 50 to 60% returns instead of in 1 week getting 10 to 20%. So
you have those shares in your your model, right? But you're not running for calls or puts against those shares. You're only doing that on a separate allocation.
No, I am running covered calls against the shares
Oh,
that are
okay.
in the model.
Yeah, I was going to say that's kind of weird. I thought you were running them on the. Okay, that makes sense. So basically, you're looking at the shares as a conduit, and you got a long-term strategy, regardless of the interim short-term fluctuation. That's the part I got to figure out if I have the discipline to do. That's when you're green like 12, 15, 20 grand, that's hard to just say, well, I'm still going to write my covered calls.
The day that SPY, I'll tell you what, the day that SPY had a 5% day, I'm sitting there looking at the P&Ls of everything and how much, everything was up. And I'm sitting there looking at it and go, oh, well, that's nice. That's nice. And then I just went right back to doing what I was doing. Like, I used, it took me a while to get past the fact that I sit there and go, that's a lot to leave on the table, especially if we fall. But Mr. Connections, I know that if we fall, then I made a great trade. But when I do stuff like that, it always goes against me. So I just I stick with the grain. So